In the localized morphing video, we morphed based on the distance to this object, these little nubs. I thought it would be fun to have a setup of a character face, like a facial rig. So I've got this character set up right here. We've got this Peter Lorre style character, and we've got the null object here, and as it passes by the face, I have four morphs taking place, but they're not all taking place at the same time. I have one morph that's controlling both of these eyes, but as you can see, one eye can be affected at a time, and one part of the eyelid can be affected at a time. I've got two different morphs going on for the brows, and I actually got a small little morph going on for the nose. Okay, so a little bit of detail in the nose going on. So let's take a look at the setup for this. So we have, let's go to the perspective view. So we have our null and right here, and we're passing it by the geometry. Okay, so let's look at the actual setup. So I'm going to select the character model and come over to Object Properties. Okay, and under the Deform tab, I'm using it in the Edit Nodes for Displacement Map. And here's our setup. It's just like the setup that we used in the localized morphing video, except instead of having just one set of where we had the add that had two different inputs, I'm using an add 4 that has 4 inputs, and I'm using 4 morph targets. So they're all being driven by this one null here. Okay, so if I double click, we can see item null. And so this flow right here is the setup for the distance to that object, and this flow right here that all flows together into our displacement is this is our 4 morphs. And if you wanted, you could add 4 more and 4 more and 4 more. At some point, you're probably going to want to set up a completely new flow that uses a different null to drive a different portion of the face. So just a quick example of using the same setup. Let's go back to the camera view to set up a face rig using this displacement setup.